Well, it is 7 p.m. It is Monday night, and you are here with Paranormally Blonde. Well, hi, Rob.
Hi. Did I
That
miss
was
one in that video? I think I missed someone in that video.
who did you miss?
We'll talk about it later.
I'm sure they know sitting
They
at
know. They
the
know.
round tables like I was missed.
I
Um,
messed up.
I just want to say, like, we're so excited, right? We're so excited to sort of be rebooting, reconfiguring Paranormally Blonde, but it's still all about all of you on the side. I was kind of laughing because we're on so many shows and I choose different looks. It looks like on Wednesday I don't really do much
Yeah,
except
you don't
throw a
give a
hat
shit.
on.
Yeah. You don't even shower.
I
It's
know,
okay.
not most times. I'm super excited about tonight, and I think this is such a great way to open, a new era of Paranormally Blonde to be joined by other show hosts and talk about why exactly we do what we do, the ups and the downs and the challenges and successes and all that good stuff. And you never know, somebody on the side might be looking to do their own show, and hopefully this will help make that decision easier.
Let's inspire them.
Let's inspire them.
Let's do it.
Um,
Yeah, and tonight could get exciting, right? We have a
oh,
giveaway, maybe.
yeah,
Maybe. I'm
yeah,
hoping. We might see some gross things. Could be cool.
yeah. And it looks like so far everything's live.
22, 20. We got 22 and 2.
Look at that.
Yeah, everything is live. There's nothing crashing. So
Yeah. So far we're good, right? We're
far,
good.
just a
Um,
DD. All right, go
let's
ahead, do
let's
your
say
thing.
yeah, let's say hi to everybody before we get started because we have some ground to cover tonight. Like we have some serious ground. And so we're going to talk to some of my favorite people. And we're going to just sort of have an open conversation. I've been dying for the roundtable conversation. And I really hope that the show hosts, podcast hosts, that they are willing to really get honest about this because to be a show host is not the easiest decision and you put yourself out there. So, you know,
Yeah.
it's good to talk about. And just so I'm
It's
sorry, I just
fun.
got distracted. We just sold 2 tickets
To
to
what?
ISS.
Just now?
Yeah, just now. Just thought
Oh, okay. Thanks for coming to the show, everybody. I gotta go. I'm making some money tonight. I gotta
that's
order
right.
some.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, we have Miss Danny Marie right here. She was first, which is weird. She even asks, "How am I first?" And we were kind of concerned because Stacy, you weren't on, and I got kind of sad. I was like, "Oh no,
Mm.
nobody's showing up. Nobody
He was
has come."
busy like me, staring at his crypto jumping around.
Uh-oh. So we have, I don't know, is this Giz 8300? I don't know, I'm not quite sure, but hello, and no, you're not first, but we're glad that you're here. I don't know if that's Giz or Giz. I don't know.
I would go with Giz.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Giz as well.
That's where I would start. But this is why we're show hosts, right? We
This
get to get
is.
away with this kind of shit.
You just don't know how people want that pronounced sometimes. So,
No, it should be probably some sort of disclaimer.
yeah.
Oh, we're at 30. Hey, Russ, get your pickle
Uh-oh.
juice out, bro.
Yeah, did you guys see there is right now a little bit of an incentive. If we get 50 viewers on, you will see the amazing Russ Stiver down some pickle juice.
Yeah,
Why, you ask? I don't
I
know.
don't know. It was
I
a
don't know.
crazy chat today. I think Trevor's going to do some stupid shit too. We'll see what happens.
We'll see. We'll see. Well, hello, Mark Brown. He's not sure how long he can stay because weather's getting bad. Everybody's talking
Listen,
about
he's in
uh,
it. He's in Georgia. It can't like a snowflake shuts the entire state down. I get it,
yeah.
but Mark, it's gonna be all right, dude.
Yeah,
Just
they
like
don't know how to
home.
deal with that winter driving, really.
Whoa.
Oh, we're at 30. Come on, folks. 20 more of you, and we'll get to watch Russ Diver. Just
19. We're at 19 now. 19 more. 31.
oh, there
All
we
right,
go.
keep
Come
going. 'Cause
on.
we have important people in the back that we got to get to and on the side. So let's say hi to all these people.
Okay. Well, we have Courtney Peterson right here. How are you doing, sweetheart? We have Facebook
Mhm.
user. Don't know who you are, but hello to you.
And I gotta say, if we make it to the giveaway, you
Yeah.
cannot be registered as Facebook user because we're using the Facebook giveaway
Mhm.
system. I'm sorry, the StreamYard giveaway system. It will not register your vote or your words.
Oh,
We'll talk about that later. So you go to streamyard.com/Facebook, and then you say,
yeah.
yes, you know who I am. And then you come back in here and we'll know who you are. Okay.
Yeah, we love that.
Otherwise,
There's
no
Miss
winning.
Melissa Busy Hands or Melissa's Music right here. Hello to you.
Hey,
We
Melissa.
have Joe B next to Kin right here in the house. We have Shane. We haven't seen Shane for a while. How are you doing? This means my I feel like it must be going up on Instagram. He must have caught
Must
that.
be. And it
Yeah,
also means he's living up to his name because he's UFO Bigfoot. You don't see
he
those
is.
things often.
Yep, that's true. We have John Curley, Haps in the house.
Oh,
Um, yeah, have you guys been checking out his show with Tom Mueller? They've been on Friday nights. Very interesting. They shared their evidence and they go over some of the cases that they do. Very, very well done. There is Miss Sam from Sam's Pretty Paranormal. How are you doing? We have Trevor, Haunted Faith. Name change, folks. Did you catch that?
name
Because
change.
last night he did a whole thing and it
Last
was a
night.
name change.
He started late, 2 minutes late. Just throwing that out there, Trevor.
That's right.
It's
That's
11
right.
o'clock, dude. Not
Look
10
at
or 2.
Travis is on it. He's like, hi, Blonde
Ah,
and hi, Rob.
that's my man. I love
Yeah.
Travis.
How are you doing? There's Miss Jenny Davis. Hope you feel better this evening. Miss Dee Dee. It's a little odd, Dee Dee, to not have you at my side.
I know.
So there's Miss Dee Dee. We got Kaylee in the house. Hello to you. Let's see here.
Kaylee.
We got Big Daddy Andy in the house.
Oh, BDA. We're at
We have
35.
Oh my gosh, come on. We have Adam in the house. Hi, Adam. Let's see here. Is it
Wreaking Havoc.
Wreaking Havoc?
I know the name. Is that? Can't be Corinne. Okay, we'll figure it out.
I love it though. Very clever. We have Michael Greer here. Hey, how are you doing?
Gee.
And am I miss D Hoot? There is
No.
Miss D Hoot. Oh, hi, Blonde and None.
That's me.
Blonde.
The non-blonde.
That is.
Whoops.
There's uh-oh.
I'm an ass. Sorry.
You're good. We have I think Nicole is here to see if Russ is actually going to do it.
She's gotta be.
Yeah. I love that. Or it's just, he's on his wife's account.
Oh,
Does she know that you use that account?
This is how fights start.
Yeah. There is Miss Susan Skills.
Hey,
how are you
I hope you
doing,
got your package, Susan. Let me know if you did.
Mike Cronin in the
2B.
house, two brothers. And Amber's Paraworld. Hello, Amber. All right. So tonight we're going to do a roundtable talk and we're going to get super honest with I can't talk, with some show hosts. Say that fast 5 times, Rob.
With some show hosts.
Okay. Oh, isn't he adorable?
That was 3.
Isn't he adorable? So I'm going to start bringing up our show host. We have Miss Candy Slater with Whispers Within. There she is.
I love it when he does that.
Yeah, everybody loves it when Rob does that. I know. We have Miss Danny Marie with Awakenings, tapping into your subconscious and intuition. Did you catch their show last night? They were going over some tarot. They go over dream interpretations. I always love when you guys mix the tarot with the dream interpretations. It's always super exciting to see how that, and it always fits, Danny. It always
somehow fits. It always does. I absolutely love it. It's kind of one of my favorite things to see how they line up together.
Yeah. I love that. We have Dale from the Paranormal Voice right here without Michael John, but we got Dale with us. How are you doing, Dale?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you very much. And thank you for having me a part of this amazing event. And I'm just here because I want to see Russ drink pickle juice.
I mean, I think the dude likes it, but we're
That's right. There is Russ Stivers from Unturned Pages and Compass of Curiosities. Hey, Jason, how are you doing? Yes, he's got his pickle juice. Come on, guys. We have to have.
I'm ready to go.
50. We have to see 50 on there on the screen. Let's get 50 viewers. Let's watch him down that. We have Tom Springer in the house right now. How are you doing? We got stuff I never learned from a school book, correct?
Correct.
Yeah,
He is.
one of the longer titles.
Yeah. I think, Rob, we always kind of get it. Stuff I never learned in school, we always kind of mix it up.
Look,
Yeah.
but I don't think I learned anything in school. Everything I know, I learned outside of a school book anyway. So
Me too, yeah.
There you go.
mm.
And of course, last
Hello.
but not least, we have
Trevor.
Trevor Faith, Haunted Faith in the house.
Hello, everyone.
Hello,
And,
hello.
It's not as popular as Russ's the pickle juice, but I made a deal within our chat where if we hit the 30 views, I would drink olive juice. And yes, I like olives.
Well,
So-
we're at 30.
What the
All right.
fuck?
Phenomenal. What?
Guys, you're in for some treats tonight, I believe. My producer's been working rather hard on some fun little things. And
I'm just going to get this ready right now.
You might as well.
as well. You might as well. There you go, Trevor, down in some olive juice right there. Is it
He's going
delicious?
all for it.
Oh,
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
There it goes.
Trevor, do not hurl on
The,
screen.
the aftertaste is like sweet pickle. Ew. I don't like sweet pickles, but I like olives. That's odd.
There you go. There you go.
I might shit myself later. Anyway.
That's right. Yoo-hoo, get on as many devices as you can. Let's get those views up
yeah,
so we can
everybody
watch.
start creating
Alright.
accounts.
There's going to be like 90 burner accounts. It's the big highest rated show.
Creative. Let's get it going. Let's get
See,
it
Russ-
going.
Russ bought some burners.
Hold on. I got one more spot to play.
That's right.
That reminds me of that
That is so
that Nickelodeon slime kids
Oh,
Switch
yeah.
Award shit. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm super, first of all, thank you guys all for joining the conversation. Here's what I want from each of you as show host, right? Let's get honest. Let's talk about
Are
the
you sure
ins and
about that,
outs.
Sarah?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, let's do this. Let's really get into the ins and outs of the show, creation, execution, the successes, the challenges. We've got questions ready for you guys. We're going to give everybody an opportunity. I feel like more and more shows are popping up. I feel like, right? It's a really easy way to sort of share our love of paranormal. And I feel like, right, more and more gathering and making the decision, I'm going to put myself out there. So this show could have a real impact. So just remember that as you're answering, but you could have a real impact on whether somebody makes that final decision on putting themselves out there and creating a new show for those people who are looking to get more content on paranormal. So should we start with our first question, Rob, and just get this going?
Are we gonna get the ball rolling?
Let's get the ball rolling.
All right. So here's the rules. Like we'll put the question up and we'll go around the round
Okay.
table or whatever shape this
This
is.
is a rectangle table. I'm sorry, Rob.
And as you're speaking, I want to make your picture bigger because I put time into this. But be expeditious with your answers, please. I don't want to be here all night. I have to go make more videos. So here we go. We're gonna go into a fun little. Well,
Yeah.
Sarah hates this. So, Sarah, you
Yeah.
can ask the first question to our roundtable guests.
All right, to each and every one of you, we're gonna start. We'll start with Danny. And just so everybody knows, right? Give me, when I ask this question, I'd like to also understand where you're at in your journey of being a show host. Okay, so how long have you been doing it? But why did you choose to do a show as your platform to share the paranormal? Out of everything that you can do or all the things that you do, what was so appealing about this particular platform?
So for me, anyway, this was just a way of helping me learn my path within the paranormal. I'm very new at this whole scene. Dee Dee reached out to me. She knows what she's doing. I am brand new at it. and just getting that opportunity to learn and then to share the paranormal from a different aspect, because we're coming from more of like a intuition and a spirituality and dream interpretation standpoint versus going out and investigating, which I've been doing for years, but I'm now trying to tap in more to like tarot and intuition. So for me, this is more of just pushing myself beyond my comfort zone. So like a learning experience that I can share with everyone, basically.
I love that. I think it's a great way, and you said it, to step outside of your comfort zone.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
It sort of
There's a lot of
forces you.
work.
Yeah,
I
it
didn't
forces
realize
you.
how much work goes into this. It's ridiculous. It's a lot. You have to have the passion for it because it's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, you do. I love that. All right, let's move on to Miss Candy. Same question.
So I did a show last year for a little while and stumbled into Jenny Davis, and we started talking about, let's do a show that ties not only the paranormal but the metaphysical side of things, tying them together in hopes that, even if we help one person with something because they get a message they were supposed to get, whether it be a reading from a guest or learn something about paranormal they didn't know, we'd be helping somebody.
Yeah, I love that. And so it's a great way, I guess, of course, a lot of us in the paranormal as investigators, right? We have that tendency to want to, I'll use the word educate, right? But it's sharing the message. You hope that once you sort of articulate that, you've got this broader audience and it's going to resonate with somebody, right?
Yep.
I love that. Excellent. Rob, next. Tom.
Looks like it's me. Hey, everyone. So I actually started my show about a year ago, but I had my awakening about 2 years ago and started learning all about my abilities and everything else. But then I realized that I really didn't have too many people to turn to ask questions about. So the reason the show is called Stuff I Never Learned from a School Book is because I'm learning this on the fly. And I felt there was probably more people out there besides me who didn't have that platform to talk to people just like them, or to ask questions to veterans who knew what they were doing and kind of get some guidance. And that's why the show originally started, but now it's kind of morphed into not only, it still has the heart of Stuff I Never Learned for people to learn from, but it also includes cryptid hunters, ufologists, metaphysical, spirit healers, kind of anything that other people outside of our understanding call weird or odd. And I invite them to come on to talk and to have a platform. So that's kind of how mine was built and why I was doing it and why I still do it today.
I love that. And your show is excellent. If you haven't already, please subscribe to all of these shows that you're seeing. YouTube, Facebook, follow, right? Instagram, TikTok. I mean, you can find these things everywhere. And it is important to show creators and to hosts, for you to support their platforms, because when we get those likes and follows and, subscriptions, I'll tell you what, it does unlock some special things sometimes on those platforms, and it can take a long time to build up to that, but a simple subscribe is so easy, guys. So be sure to check that out. Stuff I Never Learned from a School Book. Come do that. It's awesome. Awesome. All right. Who's up next, Rob? Russ. Russ and the pickle juice.
It's on both sides of me. No, so this is my third show I've been involved with it being Unturned Pages. Jenny and I started the show. We actually just hit our 2-year anniversary the other day for Unturned Pages. I took a little bit of a sabbatical during the time of it, but I also have a standalone show that I do called Compass Curiosities, which is being rebooted as soon as February of this year. I have some things to work on with it, but I want to make sure it launches correctly. But I had done a previous podcast of my own years ago, and Jenny and I had always kicked around an idea of doing a podcast, and we kind of finally sat down and was just like, all right, let's put it out there and let's see what happens. And 2 years later, with the help of some great people and you guys and Trevor and Dale and Richie B, who is under the weather right now, you guys really made it what it is. And the reason I got into it is because I started this journey almost nearly 30 years ago. And back then, the shows, the podcasts, things like that, they weren't accessible. They were out of the norm. And is more of a launching pad. And the reason we call our shows Compass Curiosities and Unturned Pages is we don't focus mainly on the paranormal. We focus on all selections of everything. It could be anything from an artist to a cook to, a comic book illustrator to a psychic to a medium, anything.
Yeah.
That's why, like, my tagline for Compass Curiosities, you never know where needle's going to land. Unturned Pages, you never know what's going to be on the next page. So that's one of the biggest things is we always like to keep things mixed up. We always like to add things and make things interesting for everybody out there.
That's
We're
excellent.
inching towards 40. I just want to call that out there. We were so close there. We're getting close, Russ.
Come on, guys, call your friends, get them to watch because we hit 50 and Russ.
And you get a hoodie. Forget about the pickle juice. I'm throwing in, Sarah and I are throwing in a free freaking hoodie. Okay.
I want a hoodie.
Yeah, well, maybe I might take
How do I get into this?
Right.
All right. Thank you, Russ. Trevor.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Trevor.
So, how did I get my start as a show host? So, I'll say a quick bit for Lily because she kind of gave me permission to say a little bit. For those of you who know, We the Haunted is transitioning like into Haunted Faith because Lily, due to family life, she stepped away. So, going back to how I myself started in all this. So, I've always been into shows and podcasting and video creation on YouTube. I have a degree in graphic design and editing and all that stuff. And back in high school, I played basketball for 14 years, and I had a bad injury that in junior year that took me out of my running for my senior year. So then my coach asked me, hey, instead of there's one way you can still be a part of the team that you can film our basketball games. And at that point, I got to know a camera well, and I was starting to realize how my brain works with ADHD and all that sorts of things. I'm like, part of me just loves how a camera is like your point of view.
Right.
So years ago down the line, I started my channel in 2015, and then after uploading almost every day for a year and a half and making some twists and turns and realizing what I wanted, it's the form of video and graphic has always been a very fluent, very well flowing medium for me. So the fact that I can and the fact that YouTube has videos and live streams and shorts, you get multiple different types of content on one platform. All that just kind of flows together, plus the conversations that we can have with everyone in the field. It's just kind of like men's body wash. It's like 8 in 1. It's perfect. So
There you go.
So yeah,
There you go. I
Thank
know.
you, Trevor.
Trevor's the best. Dale.
What's up? Wow. How did I get into this? Well, I kind of fell into it by accident almost, I guess. I was brought on to a different interview by people that originally started the Paranormal Voice. So we started it all out, and there was 4 of us, but we were doing like pre-records, and then we got hooked up with another network who I will not name. So we started out that way, and then the other 2 people had different interests. So Michael John and myself we enjoyed doing it so much that because it was truly a way for us to give back to the paranormal community, which gave us so much experiences and such a purpose in life. So we decided to continue on with the Paranormal Voice. So it is how you see it today, which is just myself and Michael John. So we love being out there and giving people back a little bit of the passion that we have. So we really, truly enjoy talking to people, learning more aspects about the paranormal umbrella, as it may be, cryptid, metaphysical, and all that stuff. So yeah, we started it, and we've been lucky enough that we've been meeting some amazing people in this field. Doing podcasting has been something that's brought me out of my comfort zone because really, I'm really not a social person in life. So it's really nerve-wracking for me to be out in public, but I feel this platform has given me that ability to get out there because obviously now we are pretty well everywhere and anywhere. If there's a convention, the Paranormal Voice is generally there and we're representing, and we just love talking to the public. So it's done a lot for me as a person to come out of my shell and to actually force myself to interact with people.
Mm-hmm. I agree. You know, I'm right there with you, Dale. You know, for me, I would have never in a million years, I had never thought about doing a show, and was asked by somebody, and kind of what you said, Danny, it was, you know what, I'm not a public speaker. I can do this. I'm gonna push myself. Well, I didn't know if I could do it, but I wanted to push myself out of that comfort zone and at least try. And it is an amazing way to meet the paranormal. I think in general, we're in these little factions, right? We stay to our territory, and shows really bust those walls down so we can meet everybody in the paranormal, right? And right now we've got people from all around, you know, Canada and down south. I mean, we've got people here that might not generally have an opportunity to work together. So it is a great way for everybody to get together and, you know, showcase the paranormal, like you said, Dale, to share your passion back with the community. It's a great way to do that. Rob, how do you like hosting shows?
Well, before we go there,
Nice.
I love that.
Too much freedom.
okay. No, you know this, right? Even though I'm on a show like at least 2 or 3 times a week, I did hate them. I didn't even want to do your show back in 21. But,
Okay, well, can you not say it like that? Like, let's not say it just like that.
Well, I don't like being on. I'm like Dale, you know, and it's hard when you're this good looking to go on screen and have all these people like bothering you 24/7. No, I don't know. I just don't love it.
Yeah.
There's a reason why he's only a button pusher.
Oh, no, I don't love it, but it's become fun, and it has taken me out of a shell that I probably lived in for a little while. So yeah, I mean, it's fun, and here's the best part of it for me is, you know, getting to meet all these different people, kind of like you're saying, breaking down some walls. So yeah, it's a love-hate thing for me. I don't love, but I do love it.
Hey Rob, can you produce every single one of my shows if that's the case?
Say what?
I said if that's how much you love shows, can you produce every single one of my shows too? So I just have to.
Yeah, sure. I'm a great producer.
I'm loving the 60s Batman graphics coming up.
Yeah, I dig the pop culture kind of style. You know what I'm saying?
That Nickelodeon slime.
Is that your child on the side, Rob?
Is that my kid?
I don't know. Somebody's saying hi, Dad. Is there somebody on here?
Well, I don't know. First of all, identify yourself before I agree to being anybody's dad.
Facebook.com/StreamYard, please.
Yeah.
You finally came back from getting milk.
Oh, it's Dominic. Dominic, I think we need to have a talk. Joe?
He took a DNA test. You got some bad news coming.
All right. Well, listen, look, I mean, we're already 30 minutes in, and we have a lot of questions here.
Yeah.
Just so you all know, there are some spicier questions.
Yeah, we have some fun mixed in there too.
There's some fun mixed in, and you know, I just want to make sure that y'all understand.
Are we at the lucky number for the pickle juice yet?
Oh,
Not
39.
not
It's
quite.
so fluctuating. Come on, people.
Damn. Okay.
People.
Damn.
Oh, come on, right now. Let's get 10 more. 10
Just
more.
10 more people. That's all we need.
See, this is the problem.
Yep, there it is.
Susan, let's not
Yes,
encourage.
we can hold kittens while we're
He
doing
basically,
our
he
thing.
basically already did. Have you seen the photo shoot with the Ghosted magazine?
Oh yeah.
Yes, that's
Um,
right.
Where's your magazine?
That's right.
Here,
All right.
I was just saying.
Oh gosh. All right. So
All right.
Okay,
you
so
should
next
answer every
question.
day.
No,
Next
you guys are
question.
fun. Does this layout and the format work for you guys? Do you like
Yeah.
how it's working?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tom, we know you got to
Put you on
run
the
it.
spotlight
So
with
I
your
want to make sure we
face
get
so
to
big.
Tom.
Yeah,
Wow.
we'll get Tom. We'll have Tom do some of the. We'll have him answer first because he's gonna have to drop off
Yeah.
because, like every amazing show host, he has a show
He's
tonight.
got a schedule.
Right after this one, I'm going off to do another show. So
He is. He's working hard. All right, bring up question number 2.
Question number 2.
Question number 2.
Hold on, I went too far ahead.
He did.
Damn it,
Oh,
Rob.
here it is. Here it is. Boom.
Yeah. So you guys did kind of touch on this. Some of you did touch on this, but we kind of all talked about why we chose the platform. But like, really, who inspired you? Is there somebody else you watch on YouTube or TV that you're like, I can do this. I can also do what this person is doing. And you can say Rob, apparently.
All right, so I say we go to Tom.
I go with Rob. Rob.
Yes. Well, I love him.
Tom.
Well, honestly, I didn't really know anything about paranormal until I had my awakening. I went on my first investigation with people who invited me to come on an investigation. And while I was at the investigation, I watched an apparition walk in and start talking to me. And I was with another medium, and she said, "Are you seeing this? Why are you talking to this lady?" I said, "Because she's talking to me." And that was really the opening of it. So that's what inspired me to get started, was because, like I said, I knew there were other people out there like me. As I started trying to reach out to others to say, "Hey, I just learned I have these abilities. Can anyone help?" And they were all like, "No." And I went, "Okay, cool, thanks." So I'm gonna start a program and see if anyone else wants to jump on and help. And they kind of just flooded the gates. And so now the big happy family I have is kind of why we keep going and how we got started, and what inspired me to start was because I knew that there were more out there that were just like me looking for assistance.
There is nothing better than self-love. Tom inspired Tom.
Right.
I love that. I love that.
Love it.
Thank you.
I'll just throw mine in. And it is my bestie and my business partner, Sarah. She is the one that inspired me to come on a camera and act like a fool.
And I just invited him on, and now he's just on.
Yeah, I haven't left.
At least he didn't. At least he didn't cheat and say himself.
No, I mean, obviously. All right, let's go to Candy.
Actually, it was Sarah when we were doing the world's largest ghost hunt, and she had people on from the participants committee. She had us come on her show and do co-host spots. After that, it was so much fun. It was like, I could probably do that. And it's just finding the right people to do it with. That's the hard part.
Well,
So you can thank me for that, just so you know, because I brought her on to World's Largest Ghost Hunt.
no,
Yes, you
we
did.
got you in trouble. First of all, that's not why you did not bring me on to World's Largest. I asked for
Oh yeah,
that.
that's right. Oh, yeah, here comes-
But that
here comes
was
Richard
a lot of
Swan.
fun, right, Candy? Like that was, and it was so it's so great to watch people have that moment to, I don't know, again, to connect and just to have a conversation. And it was kind of awesome to listen to everybody be like, well, I've never done this before, and then they get right on and they're naturals. It's just
Oh, hello.
it's just hanging out and talking. Guys, 9 more people, and Russ will do
9. I want to give away a hoodie so badly.
Giving away a hoodie. Somebody
Russ
just
drinks
dropped
his
off
juice.
Who just what? Oh my gosh, they're all dropping up. I guess they don't want to see. Okay, how about
Back.
come on, folks?
All right.
We got free pizza. We got free pizza.
All right. I'm bringing up Trevor now.
Oh,
Thank
hi.
All right, Trev.
Hi there. I got two quick answers. The first one is Lily. She inspired me. So back whenever I was starting out in 2015, I would film everything, but I wouldn't upload it because my brain liked to hyperanalyze the evidence or the footage. And Lily's like, "Hey, start a channel. You'd be cool. And I did, and I'm like, holy shit, I like it. And that went on for years. And then years go by. And then a couple years ago, um, a time in my life happened that was difficult, and Rob's the one that kind of brought me back into the community and was like, "Hey, not everyone sucks, and you can do this. Here's the P3." And so Lily and Rob, there we go.
Oh,
Lily and Rob.
you did. You got a Rob. Look at that.
All right.
That's a genuine Rob too.
Jeez, yeah, a real one.
And I met Sarah 2 weeks later through text. So Rob, Sarah, and Lily. So there you go.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank
you for the nice
diluted
word.
that.
I kind of needed it. We're going to go Dale next. Dale, get ready. There you go.
Oh, what do I say that will get me brownie points?
Say Sarah. Say Sarah.
Well, the true person who got me into podcasting, because I listened to their podcast most, was Jeff Belanger, the guy behind Ghost Adventures. He does his podcast, New England Haunts, or is it Haunted New England? One of those. But his podcast, it's been around for many, many years. So I always listened to it. And I always thought it would be a fun idea to be able to try to it. And his is just a radio version. It's not a live version. So I thought, well, that'd be cool because then I don't have to show my face, because this is definitely a face for radio, not for TV.
Aw.
And
I
I think Jeff Belanger was my main inspiration of getting out there and being able to talk about the one thing I like to talk about the most, which is the paranormal. But then I met Sarah Robb, and it kind of helped that out a little bit too.
Kinda helped out.
That is not a requirement to say. And
No.
although outside of, I believe.
Okay. That's definitely a face that's just for radio. That's definitely a face that's just for.
Outside of Tom, everybody on here is part of the Get Haunted Paranormal Podcast program, and really all that is, so everybody can not have the misconception that we are collecting shows and telling them what to do. It's not about that. It is truly
One of us.
Well, I get subliminal messages from Rob every night saying Rob is beautiful, Rob is the man, Rob is everything.
See, Rob asked me to say that I'm not on contract in this stream. So.
Yeah.
I didn't sign anything coming into this.
Yeah, nobody. The P3, you'll see us talk about that. The P3 truly is shows helping shows. It is really a gathering of show hosts, podcast hosts to come together and help each other. Ideas, working through struggles, working with successes, sharing guests, ideas. In cross promotion, because sometimes we see shows sort of keep to themselves, and there's nothing wrong with lighting each other's candle. We don't have to burn one out to light another one. And so I just want to commend you all. You've been amazing. They've all been amazing. They're super helpful to each other. Now we got a live version going on there. So it's been a great way. I think I've learned just so much more, right? You watch everybody. If you have a question how to do something, or if you need help with graphics or anything, right? Call one of us and we talk it out, or we have a whole chat. The chat can get a little crazy, but we have a chat, and it's been a beautiful thing so far. So just so everybody knows, I think sometimes there's a misconception. We are truly using the word network as network, not a network.
Danny, you saw that too?
What's that?
Not just a event company.
Yeah, that's right.
It's such a great support system for each other too. Even like when you're just having an off day, or you're feeling like you're not going to be able to do it, that the entire group of people are just right there to lift you up and to remind you that you can do it. So it's really beautiful.
Or if one of your co-hosts, right? If somebody goes down because life happens, right? You do. So I just wanted to clear that up, because I think there is a misconception as to what it is. The network is just another platform for them to share their shows and introduce their friends to our friends and our friends to their friends. So just wanted to clear that up.
Yeah.
Is it juice time?
Almost. No, I'm just getting to the end of this question. We're at 42 minutes. So, Russ.
Okay. Well, I mean, you know what inspired me, and I wish I could be as big as brown nosers as everybody else in the group, but honestly, for me, my grandmother did radio back in the 50s and 60s.
Oh, cool.
And I didn't know that until I got older and listened to her stories prior to her passing away and everything. And my grandmother practically raised me. So I give big credit to my grandparents because my grandfather was an aerial photographer in World War II. And my grandmother was in radio during World War II. And, so those are I have a big passion of radio and photography in me. So I always account to them for it. But, like Dale, I've always been kind of, I wouldn't say antisocial, but not the most outgoing person. So being on radio and sharing experiences, not only my own, but other people's as well, and giving them the light and letting them pass on their experiences is kind of one of the big things for me is I could sit there and talk for hours about what's happened to me over my hundreds of investigations I've done, but shining the light on the people that don't get the notice and the recognition that they deserve, that's one of the big things. And what you guys have created here with P3 is one of the best things possible, is bringing a collective group of people together and sharing the experiences and letting people be able to tell their stories, as well as bring on other people to be able to share their experiences in a platform that may have not happened.
Right.
And Rob, I do aspire to be a producer like you one day. I mean,
listen,
there's
tons of training that goes into this. If a nominal fee, I can help you out. So
I was going to say tomorrow we're going to see a Train with Rob course come up online.
Yep, on Udemy. It's coming.
Phenomenal.
All right. Thank you, Russ. Those are really kind of touching answers there.
Kind of.
Wow. It wasn't really. It's like for a minute, I got a little emotional, and then I'm like,
hey, Russ, feel free to break the contract. Feel free to break the contract.
I mean, a couple more words, I may have to.
Can I just say, it's not unnerving at all that you're put on this spotlight with giant photo. So I guess for me, what inspired me, honestly, it's kind of like a two-part answer here. Obviously, Dee Dee was so sweet. She reached out to me. She's like, hey, do you want to do this show? And I loved the concept, and it gave me that little push that I needed. But knowing that I would be able to pull this off was just because I had been watching yourself and Dee Dee on Paranormally Blonde for so long. And I loved that sense of community that came with that. And I'm like, I kind of want to try that at least. I want to be able to say I did that. So that was kind of what inspired me to say, you know what, Dee Dee, yeah, let's do this. Because I mean, she's a saint. She's so patient with me. I'm still learning the ropes, but yeah, I'm so glad that I did say yes, because this is just such a phenomenal experience. So
we love that. Paul.
Hell yeah,
love that. Let's get one more question so we can get Tom in, and he needs to.
Why don't we let the panel decide? Do we go spicy or do we go?
Oh, yeah. Do you want something a little more fun and spicy, or do you want serious? Do you want hard hitting?
Oh my goodness!
Who wrote the questions?
I did.
The give me spicy.
All right, Sarah did.
Wow. Okay.
Okay,
all right,
calm down, lady.
Let's go fun.
Let's go fun. Okay.
We're gonna go fun. All
F
right.
stands for fun. The SpongeBob song. And
everybody wants some spicy.
F is for friends.
People want spicy.
U is for
they want
you and
spicy.
me.
We could probably knock out a couple spicy because we can.
All right, we'll knock out a couple spices here.
Let's do some only haunts. Let's do some only haunts.
Oh, start
as you bring up Danny. Okay, yeah, Danny is.
Not yet. Is this what you... Okay.
So not yet?
True is not yet, but I guarantee it's going to happen at some point.
All right, next. We're starting with the ladies.
Same as Danny, not yet.
Not yet. Are you sure?
Positive. You'll know if it happens.
All right.
Trevor is right now.
No, it hasn't happened.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. Yeah. You can leave me up there as long as you want.
What the fuck?
He's
is
conjuring one right now.
I actually did once. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
And
Was
did
it
you
tonight?
acknowledge it? Did you acknowledge it?
It was after a Taco Bell meal that I shouldn't have had, and basically, have we and this was back when this was like our 4th episode. So, for We the Haunted, our 4th episode. But
Do you
anyway,
know what day of the week it was, Trevor?
so I ripped one, and then Lily goes, "Did you hear that?" And then I jokingly went, "Yeah, did you?" And she goes, "What fell?" I'm like, "Something fell, but it wasn't it wasn't visual." And then she goes, "Did you just shit on yourself?" I'm like, almost. And then we just kept going. Yeah.
There you
All
go.
right.
I
Thank
love
you.
the honesty. Thank you, Trevor.
Thank you for the share.
Oh, absolutely. But I'm not gonna lie, but I actually blamed it on, said it was a growl from a spirit.
Nice.
Conversation I was having, and I was like, "Dude, did you guys hear that? I think it was a spirit growling because they didn't like my answer." So yeah, I played it off beautifully for the show.
Love
There you
it.
go.
Love it. Russ, you look like
Yes,
a
I will come
party.
straight out forward and say yes, I have, and I actually live right next door to a set of train tracks. So I caught it halfway through and muted my mic, and I was like, "Sorry, a train came through."
Oh, I was gonna say, did you time it perfectly
Yeah.
with the
Dude.
drink? No, that's even better.
See, Russ had that 1 minute and 30-second long short. That was he held it the whole time.
That was one of those ones you just gotta go.
You remind me of one of those kids in class in high school that goes, "Hey, bro, do you think I can mask this with a cough?" And then you go, and then you just let one.
Let it go.
Trevor, I'm going to put you in timeout.
Rob's got to answer this one. then.
Dale,
Honestly, I could say I have not to date, but I mean, stomach growls. Oh yeah, that's never do a show after you eat because it feels like you get the stomach growls and then you wonder what the people on the other side of the camera are going. What is that?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I'm proud of all of you for your answers. We are at
Rob, you
43.
an answer
Oh, me personally?
personally.
Yeah.
All right, if we don't hit 50, if we hit 45,
Two.
Oh, come
We
on.
need
2 more
people.
people.
We just need 2.
I'm
2,
surprised
and we'll
I-
do the live drawing right there.
surprised I
Boom,
haven't yet.
bang, zoom. All right. Thank
45.
you all for your candor on that. Should we do one more because they're
Yeah.
rapid fire?
Let's, yeah.
Have we threw up? on the show
Let me see. All right, I like this one. I like
Oh,
this
shit.
one a lot.
Oh,
Let's go
shit.
back here.
Has
Dale.
a ge-
We're gonna leave you up.
Oh,
You're in the hot
shit.
seat.
Oh,
Has a
fuck.
guest
Okay.
ever hit on you?
Has a guest ever hit on me?
A guest?
See that you're asking the wrong guy because I'm totally oblivious if anybody even flirts with me.
Ugh.
So I would have to probably say no on that one.
Hey Dale,
Yes.
what are you doing tonight, man? All right.
Drinking more water.
All right, we're going back now. We're gonna rewind here. Tom,
You know, I don't know if a guest ever hit on me, but I know that they always really
Can I
compliment
get
the beard.
give me a
They really
paper
seem to
towel
like
real
the
quick.
beard a lot, so that's where the compliments normally come from. Is holy crap, that's an awesome beard.
Dale,
So
I was gonna say it looks really soft. Tom.
thank you. Yeah, it's very. I take very good care of it. You'd be surprised how many kids this past December thought I was Santa.
Oh yeah.
Aw.
Amazing. Yeah. I actually had, really quick before I go, I actually had one kid walk by me with his mom, and he's just walking by me. He looks at me and goes, "I've been good," and kept on walking. So it was amazing.
Aw.
So,
You should have told them. You should be like, no, you haven't. No, you haven't. I
Don't
know
fucking
the
lie
Always
to me.
watching. All right. Well, we should probably say goodbye to Tom.
Yeah,
I'm
we
not
should. Let's
kicking
say
you
goodbye
off,
to
but I
Tom.
know you've got your show. So
Bye,
I
Tom.
appreciate it.
so much.
Bye, Tom.
We all love you so much.
Much love, and I will see you all later.
Bye, Paranormal Santa.
Bye, Paris Santa. That's me winking at you on the way out, Tom.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, Russ.
All right, Russ.
Anybody?
I have
Anybody?
I have not. But like Dale said, I'm completely oblivious to it. So
These fucking guys are so full of shit.
no, honestly, like my
Nick,
wife has had
Sarah,
to
I
tell
don't
me.
believe you. Sarah, yes or no?
Have I ever been? No, I've never been hit on a show.
That's a lie. I've witnessed it. Danny,
Me? No.
I used to have a bullshit button, but I gave it away
yeah,
to
I
Matt
need to
Warner.
find it. Candy,
Nope.
Maybe we need like exactly what does that mean, Trevor? What about you?
Yeah.
oh shit, Trevor. I
Oh,
didn't
shit,
see you there,
Trevor.
Trev.
That's candy. Much like Tom, it was in a very subtle way, but yes, and I'm not gonna say who, but if you look in private chat, I'll say it there.
Oh.
Oh, everybody
Yeah.
heads to private chat.
Oh,
Oh, oh,
Trevor, now
Yeah.
that I think back on it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rockland, Mass,
Oh.
at Para Expo.
I never said anything on or off stream about it. Nothing but deep down inside, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna die inside and keep going with this fucking podcast.
I'm not gonna say like names or anything, but we went
Yeah.
outside to smoke during the event, and it kind of
dude,
got a
stop
little.
talking. Just stop talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ew.
Okay.
Anyway, next question.
Everybody's
question.
literally
Next.
just like, let's
I'm
I'm
crack
sorry,
it.
Trevor. I didn't know me hitting on you was going to be that obvious.
Yeah, Rob. What about you?
Oh God,
Rob.
Oh please. You know what?
He was looking up because he has a list on a ceiling.
I
Yeah,
literally every Wednesday
project
have
it.
to listen to everyone. Like, oh, we're not talking to the microphone. Oh,
Is-
Rob. Yeah, no, you know what? Yeah.
Is this what does
I
it
will
for you,
answer
Rob?
for- I will answer for Rob. Yes, he has been hit on a lot.
More times than anyone can count.
I disagree.
Well, he's obviously keeping count.
See, one of them is Rich. Yeah, I know that because Rich and Rob in that toilet talk is something
Look,
else.
I don't facilitate the toilet talk. Okay. Here's what
Yes,
I
you
say.
do. It's in your house.
Here's what I'd say. I mean, I think it's a good time right now to give away this hoodie.
Oh,
Oh shit!
he's
Ladies, what
feeling
do you
it.
think?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's give something away because that's
He's
part of
feeling
the
spunky.
fun.
Okay,
That's like
so-
part of the fun of being a show host.
So I know we haven't hit the 50. Russ, are you willing to at least take a swig on this fucking
Oh, look at him. He's ready.
Yeah,
quiet
he
hour?
is
If it-
changing the subject.
If you take another
Adam.
swig, then I'll take another
Now
swig.
is that spicy pickle juice or just straight up regular pickle juice?
Straight dill.
Straight.
Dill.
Oh, I love the straight
And he's
down.
like, what is going on?
That's a lot, Russ.
Stop,
Okay,
dude.
look.
We said half, not full. Goddamn.
You said full. You said full
Okay.
big boy glass.
Holy shit.
Cheers.
Let's
Cheers.
see it. Let's
God.
look at it. Oh my
Someone's gonna
gosh.
have a stomach ache after this one, guys.
Cheers.
I know, right, Bonnie?
Oh,
Oh my god! Straight face.
Wow.
Too. What?
holy shit.
I am not playing poker with Russ ever.
I'm gonna meet these later.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah,
Phew.
right, Stacy. Rob does have a
Okay.
gag reflex.
You might
so-
witness my.
I'm struggling right now. So, just one more time.
You might witness another fart on stream, guys.
So, here's how
Now, I'm
you
gonna
get-
take my camera down for a second because I need to smoke a cigarette because I just got fucked.
God damn, Russ.
I'm not even quite sure what happened there.
I'm not even sure if those words made sense back to back to back
Oh,
to back.
that's funny.
Okay.
Uh,
All
Okay.
right. He's gonna have
So-
a cigarette. Are we doing it? Are we gonna do the giveaway?
Yeah. Can you give me a second, lady? Okay.
Wow.
God
Now.
damn.
I think the show host is gonna have to have a little talk with the producer.
Here's
Uh-oh.
how you all can win.
This is so cool.
So I am going to start the process here. I have to share my screen. When I say go, you have to type the pickle, hashtag the pickle, just like I put in the chat there. But here's what's going to happen. You don't go until I say go because I have to share my screen so you all can witness this live.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Don't look at us at the
Oh.
tabs. Oh, okay.
So I'm going to hit start collecting comments, and you are going to type the pickle.
Hashtag the pickle.
Hashtag the pickle.
Type it
Sorry.
now.
All right. So far, we got one in there. I'm seeing a bunch. I'm seeing a bunch.
Look at them go. Look at
Russ did it 3 times. That doesn't count.
Trevor trying to win a goddamn hoodie.
Look at Stacy.
We can do it. Okay, we can do it like that then. Okay.
Okay. There's no time. This ends when I say it ends.
Oh,
Oh, come on, get them in there, folks. Hashtag
Get
the
him
pickle.
in.
have you ever seen so many pickles in one spot before?
Well, Candy, Danny, Adam. All right, the pickle. So
Who's typing really fast? I hear somebody just typing. That was Trevor. That's right.
18 entries so far. Trevor trying to win on his own thing for drinking his shit.
If it picks me, then don't pick me, please.
I have no. I do not do anything. There are 19 entries. We're going to give this another 5 or 10 seconds.
Come on, guys. Wait, can people put in more than once, right? And it'll count it?
It will only count one time.
Well,
I'm
never
sorry.
mind.
Unless you use different accounts.
Like Russ
That's
over
right.
here.
Unless you use different accounts. That's correct.
Oh,
19 entries at the moment. We're going to give it one more minute. Sarah, how are you feeling about this entire process?
Hopefully Russ is okay.
Wait, Russ, Dee Dee, you can play. Why can't you?
Yeah, Dee Dee.
yeah,
can
Dee
play.
Dee, put that in there. Hashtag the pickle.
All you have to do, hashtag the pickle, Dee Dee.
It's not case sensitive.
I don't know if it's case sensitive either, guys, but we're going to find out. There's 20 entries. So do it twice. You can do it twice. The correct one will count. The incorrect one will not.
He's
I'll
still
give you
drinking
30
it.
more seconds. We are at 1 hour and 3 seconds, and at 1 hour and 30 seconds.
Did I even spell that right?
This
I
shit
just
is
did it.
over. Danny did not win.
Let's go. I love it. I love it. Big Daddy Andy in on it.
They're all in. All right, 20. We're at 20 entries right now, and we have exactly 8 seconds.
Sam,
7,
seconds.
6, 5,
Joe
4,
in on it.
3, 2, 1.
All right,
Done.
people. I'm gonna draw the winner now. Are you
Here we
ready?
go.
Jeez.
Let's see.
Oh, I thought it was brilliant.
Right?
Sammy.
Hey.
Oh, yes,
Sam.
Sam.
Hell yeah.
Woo!
Look how
Melissa,
cool
did you
that
try?
Oh, shoots confetti and everything.
Now send us your address live on stream. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm
We got
kidding.
Sam. We got her covered. Congratulations, Sam. You've got yourself a free hoodie. Get Haunted hoodie.
I'll work with you
Love
on
it.
that, Sam. Melissa, did you try and not make it in, or are you just saying you weren't in it? Oh, she didn't try.
I don't know. I
Good
don't
shit,
know.
Sam.
All right, let's go back to a
get
serious
back to work
question.
here.
Because I want to hear from these amazing show hosts. Let's get some more, because somebody
going
might
back
be
to
out
the-
there.
We're going back to the serious side, right?
Yeah,
maybe.
I think there might be something here if somebody's looking
There's
to
a lot
start
here.
show.
So here's what we're gonna have to do, right? We're gonna have to kind of step through this. So, Sarah, I do feel like you need to be.
Oh, I'm first. Okay, fuck. Okay.
No, you're not first.
Okay.
Calm down, lady.
Rob's just hitting buttons.
Sarah, what for you? What was the most challenging component to creating a show, like a show tonight, even
Yeah,
Or-
you know,
in general?
I think when it comes to creating a show, I think it is keeping it relevant, keeping it fresh, keeping it different enough, sharing your style that keeps people interested and joining the conversation. So I think it can be really hard the more shows you see out there, right? There's something for everybody. You're not going to be for everyone, and I'm fully aware of that. But it's just keeping it fresh, giving viewers, the community, something different to look at, and not necessarily the same thing over and over again. So yeah, it's just sort of trying to think outside that box a little bit. I kind of hate that saying, but it is thinking outside that box a little bit, or presenting a person in the paranormal that many know, or a location or a subject, but presenting it a little bit different, that keeps it a little bit more interesting, maybe.
Okay.
That's my answer.
Well, thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you very much. Russ, since you drank, I didn't
You
realize
okay?
you were back so soon.
Like I said, I could go another round.
Yeah, that's okay. I can't.
That's
So,
okay.
How about you? What has been the most challenging component to your shows?
I do have to give a big shout out to my better half for the show, Jenny Davis. She is the legs on the ground, doing all the events, doing all the booking for the guests and everything like that. I'm just on the other end of it, doing the research and finding out about the guests, so that way I have some questions that aren't your typical how'd you get started in the paranormal, how did you what was your favorite location, things like that. Yeah. Like Sarah said, it's you got to kind of think outside the box, where the fact of you have people coming to listen or watch your show, and you don't want the same rinse, wash, repeat questions every show. So it's kind of trying to get a set of questions that is personalized to the guest itself. And it's great when a guest works out perfectly to where it can segue right into another topic or another question. And that as a host is kind of the way you kind of want to set things up. Myself, I take mental notes, but I always have everything in the back of my mind of like, oh, this is a question I wanted to ask 6 questions from now, but they segued right into it, so I'll toss that one in.
Right.
But it's definitely trying not to be the next biggest thing, but keep your listeners entertained and keep them coming back every week and keep them loyal to the show itself.
Right. And obviously, keep the content fresh. So Russ, what has been the most challenging component to creating a show for you? I'm just kidding. All right, we're gonna move. It's funny.
My Amazon account, if I have to keep drinking pickle juice, that's the most challenging.
Good Lord. Candy, get ready.
It's so new. There really hasn't been too many challenges yet. I'm just assuming it's going to be like they've already said, keeping it something different than what everybody else is doing, keeping it fresh so that there's a reason for them to want to watch the same guest that's been on 10 other shows in the last month on our show.
Yep. That's a very, very good one. All right, Dale.
The most challenging part about creating a show? I would probably have to say, topic wise, I try not to do the same show back to back with the same. We always try to get the range. Like if we have a cryptid this week, then next week I want somebody totally different. So it's always trying to keep it fresh and getting the guests because you have to work with their schedules. It's not always easy to get people to work with like on a particular show like date. Like this is why me and Michael John, we bounce around a lot, because a lot of the guests that we truly do want on the show, I mean, everybody's got lives besides being able to do a talk show. So that for us has been the biggest challenge, is being able to get people on a particular date at a particular time at all the time. But I think it's just keeping the show fresh and trying to do what we think is different from anybody else.
Awesome. Thank you. Good answer. Oh, wait, did you have more?
I was thinking about it, but no.
All right. Danny, you're up.
Oh, hey. So because everything's so new for me, and because also our show's a little bit different, we don't necessarily have guests on a consistent basis. We are trying to work in where people can come on and ask their dream questions or explain their dreams for interpretation. But I think the biggest thing as far as for our show, for my standpoint, is scheduling the time for yourself to come up with things to have at the ready for like killing any downtime or dead air, just like having those little tidbits and remembering them and like getting yourself to a point where you don't like get that deer in the headlights. Because for me, everything's still so new. So I still get that little bit of like stage fright a little bit, you know? So yeah, just like getting myself in the groove and training myself to like set things, like set time aside to like come up with a mini game plan so that it flows nicer when we go live. So for me, that's what that is.
Very good. Trevor?
Nothing. It's too easy. I'm kidding.
Wow.
It's far from easy. And from my experience, the hardest component to creating a show is actually something that I've had to do in the past week or two. Figuring out how to your flow of how you want your brand to work isn't easy, especially with how my mind works. So, having to transition everything into one name and then figuring out how to branch out, but having each branch and piece of content flow back into Haunted Faith, it's just figuring out how subgenres or sub-content of the main brand can flow back into it, because like with my new my sub show name, A Haunting Conversation, and then Dark World, I had to have these branded names for each one of these pieces of content, but those those names aren't themselves, they're a part of Haunted Faith. Those names by themselves are really just nothing. So figuring out how to make my brand flow for it to be entertaining for me and the viewers, plus it look nice on other forms of mediums like shirts and stuff. It's just how to make that all flow. So
that's a good point. That's a very good point.
And that's big thinking right there. I love it. Very good.
That is, and one more point I want to add to that is, you know, the branding of your show you want to do too. Like you want to make sure the title of the show, you know, covers what you want to talk about. Like our shows, you know, Compass Curiosities and Unturned Pages, that doesn't specifically tie down one certain subject. It gives you open book for what you want to work with.
Yeah.
And thank you, D. If I ever get lost, I will reach out. Thank you.
I wish we knew who you were, Facebook user.
I know this is random, but did anybody just hear like a girl moan in not like a weird moan, but like someone like hum in the background?
That was a motorcycle going past my apartment.
Okay, it sounded like a hum. I'm like, what the?
That was a motorcycle revving up and going past.
Okay, all good.
That makes you farting again.
Yeah, that's right. I agree with this Facebook user. It was Ian.
We
should have known.
Yay.
We should have known. But I agree. I think, you know, I love the live show aspect because, you know, it is all about the viewer, and it's not the viewer. It's really the paranormal community, and being able to interact with them in real time like that it's a phone call, right? We're basically on a phone call, a big giant Zoom together and working through some of our questions and thoughts and theories. I do definitely think it's important.
Oh, for me, it's critical. I wouldn't just do a show that was just on, you know, Spotify, for example, or so. I just couldn't do it. Without interaction. Talking to this thing isn't fun. Without being able to actually like look at myself.
Put a mirror in front of your desk.
Fun, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, hey, Sarah, do you want to take the next question for you?
Sure.
So I can run. I just got to run to the potty real quick.
Okay.
Now, do you know how to make them beggar?
Is it me first or is it Sarah first?
You just drag their little picture over.
Okay.
No, don't talk, Trevor. You just sit there.
Look pretty, Trevor.
Look
What's
prettier.
All right, I got this. I got
Drag them
this.
up there.
Okay. Here, let me see. I'm going to do this.
No, you got to do the
there.
Rob pose.
I'm getting Candy's like, I was trying to answer something. I just caught her off guard. So Candy, with Whispers Within, what do you think? Like, what has been your greatest success with doing the show? And it could be anything from just a personal milestone to somebody that you've had on the show.
Oh God, having Rick Hayes, who's two-time Medium of the Year on our show twice. Like, he came on it once and asked to come back.
Yeah.
So that kind of made it. That's kind of big.
I
for
love
me.
that when a guest is happy, right? At the end of the
Mhm.
show, we've had guests in the past, sometimes they just leave, they immediately exit. Or
Mhm.
sometimes I always love when somebody says, you know what, that was so much fun, or wow, that was more fun than I thought it was going to be, or easier than I thought it was. I always find that a true compliment and a success that, so I love that Rick Hayes
Yeah.
wanted to come back, and he did personal readings. If you guys didn't catch that, that was really cool. He did 1-question readings,
Mhm.
and it was a great way to interact with Rick. So I love that. Let's see if I can get this. I'm not a producer, folks. Dale, what about you? What has been one of your greatest successes with the show?
Wow, that's I haven't really. That is a really truly interesting question. I guess it would probably be the first time we were at an event and somebody walked up to us and said they actually listened to us. I was like, I didn't know what to say because it's just it was the first time I've ever been in public and was out there. So I think people actually coming forward who I don't recognize or don't know their name.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of it has been to the success of all the guests that we've had on the show as well, because they have made the paranormal voice what it is today. And we've had some amazing guests. But to thank Andrea Perrin, who was our very first guest, I guess we really hit a grand slam when we had her on the show as the very first guest. It was a bold move to have one of the biggest names in the paranormal on the show. So I think just being all that and just, like I said, being able to do what we do, and every guest we've ever had is the contribution to our success. So everybody.
Sorry.
And that Dale, I remember when I went to the Mid-Michigan Paracon, which was my first one to ever go to physically. That was it was a cool moment. I heard Dale and Michael John were I think I had walked up to a table and they were behind me, and I heard Dale say, "Hey, I think that's Paranormally Blonde." It was it's a surreal
I remember
moment.
that day. Sarah was so excited. And you should have been. Because it was really her first, I think it was your first venture out into the wild, right? And,
You released her?
Yeah. No, I was so happy for her because and she messaged, she's like, "Oh my God, somebody knew who I was." I was like, "Yeah." So and then I met Dale not long after, and
actually, I met Rob at the you were at the Warren's Paracon.
Fantastic.
And it was Sarah who messaged me and said, come down and meet us at the Get Haunted table. So I walked up and I can't remember who was there.
Dude, is the blonde here? I'm like, no, but you got me.
Are you Sarah? And I got this look like, who's Sarah? And then I was like, she just messaged me on Twitter. And I forget who it was. They said, "Oh, Sarah works for our media." And I said, "Oh, okay." Yeah. And then I talked to you guys for a little bit. And then it was, I think, that was October. And then Mid-Michigan was 2 weeks later. And that's when I saw Sarah, because I noticed the B on the back of her jacket. And it automatically clued in. I was like, I've seen that symbol somewhere before. Now, where is it? And of course, I'm too shy to talk to anybody, so I'm like, Michael John, go talk, go ask her if that's Sarah. So when she turned around, I was like, oh, it is her. Damn. Now what do I do? But yeah, it was no, but it I guess it's kind of one of those things. It it was really fascinating to see somebody who you've watched their show a few times, and there they are in person. Sarah was the first podcaster I ever met.
Aw,
So there you go.
there you go. And
Sorry,
Dale
I didn't mean
was
to
the first
pipe in here.
podcaster. It was a cool moment, and
Yes.
yeah, I guess I just work in media according to the crew.
Yeah, if you remember who that was, let me know so I can fire them tomorrow.
I love that. I love
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Trevor, what about you? What has been one of the greatest success? And again, it doesn't have to be necessarily guests, but for you, it could be something. It could have been a personal something for you, anything. Like, what would you consider one of your greatest successes with doing a show?
This may be a very unpopular opinion on the grand scale. Rob, just move your lips and I'll talk. It's fine. This may be a very unpopular opinion on the grand scale of all of YouTube and all of the paranormal world as a whole, but without going too deep into it, because I really could care less about it. But years and years ago, I used to get a lot of views on my videos and a lot of views, and at the time I'm like, hey, this is cool, right? Then years go by and I had no personal connection to anyone. I was getting hundreds of thousands of views while I was still alone in my room with no one to have fun and talk to and have friends, right? So years go by and my friends were all saying, hey, you got all these views, blah blah. I'm like, yeah, cool. I guess, and to them it was cool. I get it. But then fast forward to whenever the P3 got made, and I'm like, having 5 viewers that I actually know and love is a lot nicer. So I guess, long story short, the greatest success was years ago when I realized that, to me, I can speak for myself at least, to me, having hundreds and thousands of views, I really could care less about. As if those hundreds of thousands of views were people that I, built up over the years, awesome. But I will happily take what I have now over what I used to have any day. So
I love that. Good job,
Jesus, dude's gonna make me cry again.
Russ.
Okay, so I will speed this up because it's kind of a 4-part answer.
Jesus
Okay.
Christ.
There's reasons behind it.
Okay.
So first and foremost, the greatest success of the show is actually finding a co-host and producer that puts up with my miserable ass every Sunday. So she does all the behind the scenes work. She's the one that does everything from the banners to the graphics to booking the guests and everything like that. I'm just the troll bridge sitting in the corner, just providing commentary. Secondly, it is, that one of the greatest guests that we had was Chelsea Layden from Project Fear. And when Jenny told me that she was going to book her, I was like, yeah, okay. I'm like, that's kind of outlandish there. But she pulled it through, and it was one of our highest rated shows. And I guess, you know what? It's only a 3-part answer. But thirdly, it's like Trevor kind of touched on a little bit. It's the community. It's the people. It's the listeners. That's our greatest accomplishment, because you know what? You are the people that keep coming back every week, every day, regardless of what show it is. It may be the Get Haunted Network. It may be the P3 hosts that we have. It's one of those things that if it wasn't for all of you listening, we wouldn't have what we have now.
Yeah.
So that's the greatest accomplishment right there, is being able to pull people back in week after week.
Yeah. We've got amazing people on the side in the Get Haunted Network. I will say they are highly, highly supportive. And, if they can't be there, they always pop on to say hi. That's huge. That is, and I agree with you, Trevor. You can have hundreds of thousands of followers or whatever people like to call them and subscribers. But the fact is to be able to connect with the ones that show up and talk to them and build on theories and thoughts and beliefs is probably one of the most amazing, I think, aspects of doing a show.
And one little quick thing to add on to that. I know out there's probably dozens of programs that are like this, a paranormal thing where you can join in and shit. But once again, speaking for myself, it's not just the framework that you need to run it. It's the moderators and the people that own it. So if you get my drift, you guys are all awesome. But, yeah.
That's
And
very
just,
true.
and just to know that like your passion for something, that you can follow your passions, and that there are people that are repeat people to your show, and that they keep coming back, and like that's a major success. At least for me, like that's what I would say is the biggest success.
Yes.
I love that. I love that.
Indeed.
Rob, another question.
Spicy question.
Yeah, why don't you take it?
Spicy.
Spicy.
Let's see. You want to do spicy?
Let's do spicy.
Uh-oh.
Let's do spicy than non-spicy.
We'll do spicy.
Let's do spicy
we
than
are
mild.
we're still over 32 viewers.
Have you ever?
Oh.
Couldn't.
Let's
Let's
answer.
talk about this,
Have you
right?
ever-
Like and it doesn't have to be long. You don't have to
Oh.
call anybody out, but look, sometimes, right? We book people on, or you don't know. Dee Dee and I have had the pleasure of meeting from the curious in the paranormal up to the paranormal celebrity, and you don't know who you are going to have chemistry with and who you're not. But Russ, have you had a guest on that you just were like, I can't connect with him, or you maybe had an opinion about him and then you went, yeah, not for me?
You mean looking at the clock, counting down the seconds until the show's over?
Sure.
Or trying to fake a power outage to get off the line?
Sure.
Oh, my internet went out. Sorry, I dropped.
I had one of those pieces of the metal.
Oh,
just
great. Now when
shaking.
it really happens, people are going to
Yeah.
be like, so Russ doesn't like me?
There it is. No,
Exposed.
I actually had a guest that sorry, Ian's texting me and hitting on me right now. So yes, I have been hit on in a show before.
He's not hitting on me though. Ian, come on.
But no, I have had a guest before. It was actually a show that I had to do by myself. That Jenny booked the guest, and it was nothing on the part of Jenny. She did her vetting for the guests and everything, and kind of gave me a background. And I was like, okay, cool, this will be a great guest. It was on the topic of serial killers, so I'm like, fantastic, let's do this. This guy was about as dry as a bag of cement. Like, I literally, you could watch me through the podcast just going, like, trying to just, like, and I'd ask him, like, a leading question to, like, a 2-point question, and he'd be like, yeah.
So it was both his accent and the words he used, like a two-parter, like.
It was a personality completely, like.
Okay. That's fair.
It just, for me, it was one of the hardest interviews to get through. And the minute that hit that hour mark, I was like, because normally on our show, we end up going over because we get onto a topic and we, keep going with it. But this one was like, oh, an hour. All right, done. Like,
Yeah.
It was bad. So yes, you will. That's the problem. You have those guests unless you create that personal, relationship with them prior to the show. But I always try, like Rob and Sarah, you've both been on the show. I always try to like make a light of a situation and, bring everybody in, make them feel comfortable, things like that. This guy, there was just no cracking him.
Yeah. Yeah. It happens, right?
It does.
It happens.
It does. And as a host, that's something you have to be prepared for.
Yeah. Let's ask Dale, because Dale, you're just so freaking nice. He's not just nice because he's Dale, he's Canadian nice on top of it. So like
I know, eh? Like we love everybody. Like everybody just loves us Canadians. No, actually, you know what? I can honestly say to date, that's to date, as of all the shows that we've done to date. I don't think. I mean, there's shows that started out pretty slow, and I'm thinking like, oh my god, am I going to survive this? But then, I guess you just get the right question out, and the guests kind of liven up. So actually, yeah, no, I don't think we've had anybody on the show that I really go, wow, I'm now losing brain cells in an hour of my life.
Uh-oh. Okay, well, I wasn't exactly saying that, Dale. Dale's losing brain cells over it. I just meant, maybe there's just somebody you didn't connect with.
Yeah, no, you know what? I truly do. you can ask people in my own personal life. It's like Dale likes everybody, because until you give Dale a reason not to like you, then Dale likes you. But
Oh,
no, I mean,
talking in
like I
third
said,
person now.
the guest lineup that we've had, I think we've pretty well had some sort of connection with them prior to bringing them on the show.
Right.
So it's, but like I said, and that's to date. Who knows what 2024 brings? It's still a brand new year.
That is very true. Candy, you're I feel like you guys sort of do what Dale and Michael John do, which is you make those connections before you ask them on. So have you been in that position yet where you just didn't connect with somebody?
Once on a previous show,
Okay.
because it was someone that person brought in, doesn't tell you anything about them, didn't let you make that connection, do any research, and you're sitting there going, okay. Yeah. Just that once. But
Okay.
yeah, no, generally I do my research, and like Russ said, try to build that connection beforehand.
Okay. Yeah, that's tough if they don't really give you that opportunity to research them and you haven't yet met them in person. You don't know what you're going to get, right?
Yeah, no, it was literally in this case, oh, hey, got a guest for our show. It's tomorrow night. Here, I'll give you the name. And I got the name like 10 minutes before we went on.
There you go.
That doesn't help.
Yeah, that's why I love to do shows, by the way. I like to go totally green into them. Danny, I know you guys don't really have guests yet, but even without guests though, right? Let's talk. Have you been in a position yet where you feel like, okay, I'm not connecting right now?
Not with the show, not with The Awakening, but as a guest on other people's shows, I've had that moment where like, just I wasn't expecting to walk into it and be like, oh my God, is this over yet? But
yeah, it does happen though, right? And I love that because you're on as a guest. So now you're a show host. You've been a guest several times. So like to even make that connection, sometimes it's just not there.
Sometimes it's just not, and they could be the nicest people in the world, but just like the energy is just not meshing well. But yeah, I mean, as far as like with our show, even just everyone on the side's been very sweet. I think the biggest thing so far is like we'll get those bots sometimes that you have to like boot out of the comments section. But that's about it for me.
I love that. Trevor, what about you? Have you had a moment where you haven't connected?
Yeah, there was only one time. And I was talking to the guest beforehand, trying to build a connection. Things were looking weary, but I gave them the benefit of the doubt, and they came on. And it was just half of the show was about the paranormal, like general questions, what's your favorite location, so on and so forth. But then the other half, I was bearing with it, but it got very, very weird. And you guys know who it is, but yeah.
Everybody's like, they want the dirt. They're like,
nah, it's you know who it is.
Okay.
I'm not saying anything else. Not,
we know the same name.
Yes, it's the same name I put in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Goodness. Yeah. Well.
All right.
Let's see. I can't read the questions, Rob, because
I can help you out.
They're so small. So,
well, which one were you looking for, my friend?
I don't know. I would love
Ian. It wasn't you.
I would love
Ian. It wasn't you, Ian. I love you, Ian, with a passion. It was not you, I promise.
So let's just go down the line here. Most embarrassing moment on a show. As a host, sometimes it just happens, sometimes you just get a little out of whack, or you're not, you could be thinking of something else. I would say for me, it is calling somebody by their wrong name. Like you just, you're talking to somebody, they're your guest, and then it just comes out. You just call them somebody else's name. That would be, as a show host, for me, has been the most embarrassing. Dale, what about you? Most embarrassing?
Most embarrassing. I think that would have been our first live show with Andrea. I everything that I had to ask and talk about, I totally went oblivious. And when it came to me, I just had this deer in the headlight look, and it was like I felt so stupid afterwards. I'm like, wow, just
Yeah.
I just froze. And to me, I was like, wow, did that just take down the show or what?
Oh, I feel that though. Oh,
Yeah. But it doesn't take, it's such a vulnerable moment. And sometimes you get that guest on and it's like sticking the recorder in front of your face for an EVP question. You just suddenly are like, sometimes it just doesn't flow, right? And it was your first show. So, and you said it, you went big. You guys went big or go home on that one.
Yeah.
Candy, what about you?
Still so new, but you helped me cover up what mine was. Because when I didn't realize who Sigmund Freud was, you thought he was a tiger trainer too. So
yeah, that was my favorite guest most embarrassing moment, was to catch myself right in a Sarah moment. And it was Candy, I was like, I really thought I was alone, and she came right out after the show.
I'm like, I had no idea. I was like having a brain fart, and I did too. I was going to say, why would he want a tiger trainer to come ghost hunt? But yeah,
I love that. Rob, I don't know, what is Chris from Horror Roadshow? And
I'm assuming it's the basement at Old Hospital on College Hill.
Oh,
I'm assuming,
phenomenal.
yeah,
Chris, and if you can validate my assumption, that would be great.
I love that. What about you, Russ? What is one of your most embarrassing moments? You have to have one.
I do, and this is actually pre-Compass Curiosities and Unturned Pages. It was when I was first starting out, and I had a guest on that had investigated Mansfield Reformatory, Ohio State Reformatory, multiple times, and that was like my playground. That was my backyard.
Mm-hmm.
And they had brought something up in the show, and I was like, no, that's not right, because I've been there, I've cleaned the place, I've gone on tours, I pretty much know I grew up there. And this guest and I got into it back and forth, and then when the show ended, I had somebody reach out to me that actually ran tours at OSR. I was like, actually, you were both wrong.
Oh,
Oh no.
And I was like, oh shit. So that was kind of one of those, I'm gonna crawl back into my hole kind of thing. And
I love those.
oh yeah, that happens. I mean, and sometimes you just got to be like, yep, I was just wrong.
well, the guest got me so fired up because they were like debating with me about it, and I'm like, no, this is what it is. And I got so fired up about it, I was not paying attention to anything, and then I got called out on it, and I was like, shit.
So Chris has confirmed, and he might be right. I mean, I've had a few, but yeah. So for those that don't know, we did a big old live stream in West Virginia, and during a solo challenge, our friend Chris over here decided to come in through a door.
Yeah.
That I didn't know was connected to the hallway, and literally, like, it scared me really bad.
Yeah.
So.
He did a great job. Him and Boston did a great job helping produce that. They did some hard work and some creative work, and they really brought that live to life. If you haven't checked it out, it is still on Paranormally Blonde. It was really well done. There was a lot of hard work that went into that. So great job. And he also got a great scare out of you. So he's good at that. He is really good at that. Danny, what about you? Most embarrassing moment? Have you had one yet?
I feel like I have not peaked yet on my most embarrassing moment, but
there's still time.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, and it'll happen, I'm sure. But just forgetting how to speak and forgetting how to count, like pulling up a tarot card and like knowing exactly what it should be, and I can't think enough to get the words out. So yeah, just getting that deer in the headlights almost every single episode so far. But give it time. I'll fall off a chair or something will happen. And
except people, I think, are pretty forgiving. There's always going to be one or two people out there that are looking for those mistakes that want to point them out. But for the most part, the community is really supportive and they understand. It's because we are just human and we are putting ourselves out there, and that shit happens. Trevor, what about you?
Mine is a bit personal, but don't don't feel bad. Don't feel like you have to be like or anything, because it's happened all my life. But early We the Haunted, right? Up until our 30th episode, I think ish, we were pre-recorded and then uploaded straight to YouTube, right? And then eventually, with how my life was going at the time, I was busy with work. I didn't have time to edit and all that stuff. So we then decided to make all the graphics and just go live. And at that point, I hadn't been live in general in like 5 years since before that. So like going live at this point, it had been updated so much. I was new to everything. And the first time I was live, our intro at the time was, "Hey everybody, and welcome back to We the Haunted. I'm Trevor Faith, and this is, and within 5 seconds, I said, "Hey everybody, welcome back to and as soon as I said haunted, I stuttered on We the Haunted for close to 20 seconds. And I literally turned off my camera and I said, "Lily, keep going." And I felt like shit. So ever since then, a little insight onto how I can train myself to do stuff. You'll notice it now if you try. But every single time that I talk, for the most part, I hide my hands because I'm creating a beat with my fingers to talk to. So.
But I hope, Trevor, you're such an inspiration to anyone that has ADD or ADHD or any speech impediment, that it doesn't stop you from going out there. It doesn't stop you from sharing your passion. And to be honest with you, it is one of those things people can connect with and say, you know what, there's always going to be possibly that person that's lurking, that's waiting to be an asshole, right? We can't prevent that. We all have them, and they like to pick out flaws. But the reality is to me, you make that whole reality of saying, you know what, you have a voice, use it.
Yeah.
And so I commend you for that. I commend you for putting it out there. And those moments do happen. You can't stop them, right? Sometimes they happen, and you just keep working. You keep rolling with it. So good for you, and thank you for being that inspiration to those people out there that might think, maybe I can't do it because of XYZ. And you know what? It doesn't stop you from using your voice. It shouldn't stop you. So
I do my best.
You do an awesome job. You do an awesome job.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm going to say this really quick without, trying to sound condescending or being an asshole or sarcastic. But Trevor, let your voice be heard, even if it's 3 or 4 times over.
Yeah,
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
absolutely.
I'm getting better with the fuck it, let's go with it type mindset. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Fuck it, just go with it. I am curious for you guys. We all have our beliefs and our theories and thoughts on the paranormal, and there are some shows that's sort of what they focus on, sharing their thoughts and opinions. But doing shows and the way you guys all do shows, we do them similar. I don't think we're the same, but we have a similar thread, and that is working with a live viewership and talking to them during our show and getting our guest on. Doing this though with a show platform, has it validated and or changed any of your opinions in the paranormal? Danny?
So it kind of, as far as like validating how, yes, it validated for me that I feel like the energy of everybody connected. Our show is about dream interpretation and tarot and the energetic side of paranormal. And yeah, I feel like it's strengthened my, my ability to say, yes, that's what I believe in, because I'm getting to see firsthand from everybody else how connected everything is. So yeah, it's validating the way I view it. Things like, yeah, it's possible. It's true. I believe stronger now in my viewpoints than I did before.
I watch that every other Sunday when you guys go live. I watch those validations sort of strengthen and it really does play into your confidence, Danny. And I watched it with Dee Dee as well. So that's true. I do think the way you guys share on your platform, you can see that natural progression. Russ, what about you? Have you doing the 2 shows that you do, has it changed an opinion for you, or has it really sort of solidified your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't think it changed the opinion, but it certainly solidified some things.
I said Russ, but that's okay.
I'm sorry. What?
Oh no, Rob can go ahead. That's fine.
Oh, fuck, I'm sorry.
He heard
What?
R and he was all over.
And
it.
most
I'm
embarrassing
sorry.
number
Yeah.
2.
No, that's why I was confused, because normally she doesn't talk to me. So,
Oh.
like, oh, let me talk when I'm finally asked.
Go ahead, sir.
Yes. No. So yes, that you already got my answer.
All right, Russ, what about you?
I don't think it's really validated my my view, but it definitely has changed my opinion because being a host and having what you would consider para-celebs on, it does change your views, because you have some that are out there that are so down to earth and so humble. And then you have some out there that are like, oh, what's the viewership? I'm not going to come on unless we have this amount of people. And it's like, dude, I'm like, do you realize you started out how all of us did?
Yep.
Like, you still get up and put your pants on one leg at a time, unlike Rob, who just jumps in. But, we're all the same. We all bleed red, I mean, kind of concerned about Dale over there with being so much maple syrup in his system.
Well, you're about to bleed green because all that pickle juice, apparently.
Yeah, I know, right? But no, like, I think, honestly, it being a host and getting down to the raw nitty-gritty of things, and you ask those good, in-depth questions, it really makes you realize what kind of people actually can be. Because people can expose themselves without even realizing they are if you ask the right question.
Take it easy.
Agreed. Agreed. I agree with that.
I accidentally exposed myself yesterday.
Candy, what about you? Do you, so far in what you're doing with Whispers, does it change your opinion at all about things, or when you go in to a show, or has it validated something where you're like, I have this belief, but wow, yeah, hearing it.
Is that Danny DeVito?
I don't know what that is.
Is Danny the Smallfoot?
Oh,
It was Danny the Smallfoot.
Mine was kind of the same as Russ.
Yeah.
That there are good people out there that aren't trying. I'm going to get in trouble for saying it, but that aren't trying to be the next Zach Bagans. They just want to share their knowledge of paranormal, be friends, learn things from each other.
Yeah.
And just be true. I don't want to use the one word.
Don't say it. I'm
not going to. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It's just everybody working together as a true team.
Yeah. That's true. I would agree there. Sometimes I think it is getting those people on there that want to sort of push that conversation forward, right? Instead of just saying like, everybody look at me, look what I'm doing, which is great. We want to lift, right? It is about lifting everybody, but there is that weird fine line where it isn't so much about sharing in the conversation, and it is more about, I'll be on this show by this time, everybody take a gander at me at this point. So yeah, you can't get in trouble for it. It's just out there, right? It's just true. Dale, what about you?
Well, it does. The only thing that doing a show is validated for me is that I'm glad that the world is full of weirdos that are just like me, and I'm not alone in this world.
Yeah.
So that's what it validated.
Yeah.
But no, you know what? When I started this show, working with this show, it helped me validate more of the answers of what happened to me as a child, and to know that what happened and how it happened, people have given me answers and little tidbits into getting the answers of why me. So, and for everybody who's had a paranormal experiences, and for people that don't, it's one of those that people wonder why does that person have experiences but other people don't have experiences.
Mm-hmm.
So it just, but it's more or less validated that my thought process in this world, that I'm not the only person that thinks like me.
Right.
And that's what I'm really grateful about, is knowing that I'm in a world full of weirdos as well as on a network full of weirdos. So
Yeah.
it works both ways.
I would agree with that. And you know what, Dale, I think sometimes we might feel a little bit alone. And I think the more shows come out and people, these show hosts, and you guys are perfect examples of that, sharing your personalities and your experiences, that is so true. People then can go, you know what? Like that is me, and maybe didn't feel as comfortable to step up. But when we do these shows and when you introduce all these amazing people, you have your guest on and you introduce all these amazing people, it's just another component to people being able to say, yep, there it is. There's my similar experience. And we had, and I don't know if Dee Dee's still on, but we had a really great guest on, Justin. Oh my gosh. But he keeps a database. So he doesn't try to invalidate your experience. But he keeps a database on everybody's experience, anything. It could be from the most crazy experience you've ever heard to something that you've never heard before. But what he's finding with this database is there are more, right? There are those things that are happening that people aren't sharing out there, but there are people out there that you can connect with. So I wish I could think of his name off the top of my head. I can't. Now I'm gonna have to go back, and I feel like his name was Justin. So it is. I think shows are important for exactly that reason, for the community to realize they're not alone. I definitely. And then what would you guys say, how important it is to you guys, is chemistry with your co-host and guest? Trevor, and now you've had a co-host and now you're going to be going solo, but how important is that to have that chemistry?
I'll answer the last question just real quick because I didn't get the chance to. But with how does the show, how does creating a show change your view, like in the paranormal? Just one quick thing, I noticed that there's a difference between paranormal entertainment and the other side in conversation, but that's really all I'll just go and say about that. Justin Bamforth.
That's it. Thank you. So I knew it was Justin. Thank you. So
Yeah.
he's got a very interesting database going on.
But how important is it for it's really important from my point of view, because back when me and Lily were doing We the Haunted and she was a regular co-host, our format was so basic, but it was so unique at the same time because of our personalities and how good our chemistry was. Right. To give you guys a little insight into how we prepped for each show, we either did research on haunted objects, haunted locations, theories, or big time investigators like the Warrens and Nesper and so on and so forth, right? So we literally just went in with just bullet points of information that you can grab off of Google in 10 seconds, right? And we literally would read off 2 bullet points, and the second that we could figure out a entertaining way to go off a bullet point and go on a rant, we did it. And our banter back and forth about how one specific ghost sighting that randomly happened at this point in this place, a bullet point that took 2 seconds to read out turned into 20 minutes of entertaining content. So just that chemistry between us two, where it was, oh, ghost made construction worker trip and fall. That's funny. Yeah, it is. All right, cool. Next. It wasn't like that. It was, we could literally say something, then say something. It just built off like of each other. So unless you have a co-host, unless you have a format for your podcast that in and of itself is unique, like constantly doing party games or roundtables every single week, unless you have that, chemistry is 90% of it, and the research is the other 10%.
I would agree with that. Danny, how do you feel about that?
I feel like the chemistry, that whole 9 yards, it's everything. If you don't have a way of reading just like the signs even from your co-host, or just being able to pick up on something from your guest, then it's going to be so dry and just so like forced that everybody's going to notice it. So yeah, chemistry and it's everything.
And Russ, you kind of touched on that, with your one guest, but if you don't have the chemistry, if you're doing a show with a co-host, if you don't have that chemistry with your co-host, trying to get through a guest that you don't have chemistry with is near impossible, right?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it can make it so unbearable. I mean, I've done shows with me being the solo host, and I've done shows with co-host. I've done shows with guest co-hosts. And normally you find that common ground, and you work off of it from there. Jenny and I, we've known each other for so long that we just work well. Thankfully enough, I only get to see her once a year, so that kind of is easier to talk to her via StreamYard than it is actually seeing her day-to-day basis, because I'm pretty sure she'd be 6 feet under by now. But with that being said, the you could have as many guests on as you want to.
Yeah.
But if you don't have that chemistry and that connection with your co-host, where you can bounce things off each other without even having to say anything, it does help having a co-host to pick up that dead air.
Yeah.
When you're going from question to question to question. Normally, how Jenny and I do the show is she asks a question and I'm already in my head. I'm listening to the answer, but I'm already formulating my next question as to what I'm going to ask them. That way, there's none of that, kind of dead air kind of thing.
Right.
And, it is extremely important. Like Trevor said, it's 90% of it is the chemistry that you have with either the guest or your co-host, and you need to feel comfortable with them. Jenny and I pretty much do our show like we're sitting in a room just shooting the shit. That's pretty much how we do our show, which is a more relaxed, laid back kind of experience where you're not standing there just pounding the guest with question after question after question.
Right.
We make it to where, tell me a personal experience. Oh yeah, I had something similar. You kind of build off that. So
conversational, right?
Exactly. It's very important to have that chemistry with your co-host, especially.
Yeah. Rob, how do you feel about that? Being somebody that you were on my show, back in 2021, and you didn't want to do it. It wasn't something that you were really interested in, to now really sort of doing a lot of lives, which he doesn't think that means he's a show host, but I disagree. I think you're still hosting a live and you're talking to people. So how do you feel about that chemistry with your co-host and your guests?
It's a trick question. Co-host, I haven't had a problem with yet. Guess, yeah, it can be tough. I mean, even as a viewer, you can see it, right? And even as a viewer, when I was, there have been people on your shows, for example, that I was like, when's this one gonna be done? A long time ago.
2 weeks ago. No.
A couple weeks ago. But no, it's super important, right? Because it does get the people pick up vibe, right? That's the way it is. Watching, participating, if the vibe isn't there, it's just not there. So, Russ, I noticed on Russ's comment about his one show that people on the side were like, oh yeah, we know that show, right? And so that just shows you. And even through comments, kind of why I had to go dark for a minute, we had a crazy person on the main page that I had to block, but even through text, you can pick up a vibe on people. So chemistry is incredibly important to have a show that's A, fun to watch, and B, just it draws people in. So yes.
Yeah. And Danny, you said it's 90%. Russ, you agree with that? And I think people invest in the show host, right? You invest you come
along for the journey.
Yeah, it becomes a personal relationship, right? So Candy, you're shaking your head like, right, you can feel that people want to invest in what you're doing in your show, and they're watching you as much as they're watching who you're bringing on, right?
Yeah,
Oh God, yeah. Yeah,
they're
and Jenny
giving
and I
you
have
time.
so much fun.
Yeah.
Like it's just two friends hanging, like Russ said, two friends hanging out, just having a good time talking to people.
I mean, we are literally an hour and 57 minutes into this with still with 27 viewers, right? Which is pretty
Yeah.
solid for 2 hours in, which just means, I mean, it literally demonstrates that my chemistry is amazing.
Oh, good Lord. Just remember, this is Paranormally Blonde. This is not Wednesday Live.
I was just
that's
going
right.
to say,
I'm sorry.
is
I
this
forget what
Paranormally
show.
Rob?
I forgot what show is on here.
That's right.
Rob,
If you want to give away
Mascara.
another hoodie, I'll give one more away if you want, Sarah.
Ooh.
Another hoodie. We'll have to do that. Dale, how about you? Like you and Michael John, you guys are friends. The chemistry's there. How important do you think that is, along with your guest?
No, the chemistry is absolutely key to having a show that is out there. Yeah, me and Michael John go back to grade 5 together. We've always wanted to do stuff in the paranormal together. So this show has brought us together, and it was been able to really be an amazing experience being on the show with him. And yeah, we are exactly like that. We can finish each other's sentences or even thought process. Like I don't even have to say anything, and he already knows what I'm thinking. But the guests too, you have to be able to have some kind of chemistry with them, because if not, then you're going to run out of things to talk about real quick.
Yeah.
Right.
So we once again always try to not only know the people for who they are known, like especially when we are talking to the para celebrities. Yeah, okay, we can turn on the TV. We know who they are, but I want to know who they are off the camera. What is it about their everyday life that makes them do what they do? And to us, that's getting to know the people behind who people see on TV. So I find like getting that, and I find that a lot of the guest people are really amazed that we want to know who they really are instead of who we see on TV.
Right.
So I think chemistry all around with everybody you talk to has to be remotely important. But as far as me and Michael John go, like I said, we've been best friends since grade 5. So
yeah, and that's huge. I think it keeps the conversation interesting, or else it's just strictly answers, and that can get a little mundane, I would say. Rob, do you want to give away one more hoodie?
It's up to you. It's your show.
Sure.
It's your night.
Russ is giving it the finger. Are you gonna drink? Oh, he's gonna drink. Well, Russ is gonna drink
more.
Candy's like, I just was feeling better. Thank you very much.
I'm all out of olive juice, so it's all you.
Are we gonna do another?
We'll only do a little
hashtag
bit.
Pickle? Are we doing?
Return of the pickle.
I had a new word.
Okay.
Had a new word here.
Okay.
And it's this one.
God damn it, Rob.
So
He's got new
really.
words. Rob is handsome.
But
Hashtag.
I'll let you all pick the word. Sarah, why don't you pick the word?
We'll see. Now I can't do on the spot like that.
See, but this is where chemistry becomes very important. Sarah.
I say you do hashtag whatchamacallit.
Whatchamacallit?
No one knows how to spell that.
Blonde pickle.
What?
Wait, what did Candy
Oh my God, Candy, I love you.
What was it?
Wait, what? Candy?
Never mind.
Was it
Hashtag Sigmund and Freud.
everybody, go back and play the replay and find out what she said.
Hold on, everyone, because
I'm gonna go back and clip this.
the giveaway is not started yet. We don't even know the word.
I'm not drinking anything strong enough to deal with this shit right
Yeah,
now.
I think Candy just let something slip.
Wait, I'm actually clipping it. Wait.
Uh-oh, he's getting
Oh
it.
God.
Wait, is he doing
As
a
soon
remix?
as I said that, I knew. And
Rob's
Danny's
pickle.
face
Is
told
that
me.
what
Rob's
it was?
pickle.
Rob's pickle.
No,
That's
private
it.
chat.
Let's do that.
The private chat.
Oh,
There it
God.
is.
Oh God.
Listen, by popular demand, it's Rob's pickle. So let me share.
Are we doing it?
We're
You
doing
know
it.
how much this pains me to type this?
Well, that's the best part of it. We're
How
gonna
about Rob's old wood?
No,
No,
Rob's
stop it.
pickle.
let's keep it clean, Trevor, you animal. All right, here it is. There's your word. Rob's pickle.
This is show
Hashtag.
host helping show host. Did you
Holy
see how that
shit.
worked? We got Candy to help create the word for this next giveaway.
Rob's pickle.
Rob's
Nice.
pickle.
Everybody's doing
Wait,
it.
did we know if it's case sensitive?
It doesn't appear to be.
Okay.
Stacy, that's not the first time you typed that. Facebook user, I'm sorry, but your vote will not count because the StreamYard wants you to tell them who you are.
Oh, that's too
12. Wow.
Wow, look at all these.
13.
Look at all these amazing answers.
But now what if it's the same person that wins? What happens?
Then we
She can pick. She should
publicly
pick the winner.
crucify her
That's right.
and we draw again. So
16.
Sam,
Wow.
I'll put a sticker in your with your other one.
I just watched back that clip and Candy said Rob's pickle.
Nope.
That's-
Close, but not
That's
quite.
you,
Oh, we're,
Facebook user.
Go on.
Damn.
So we're gonna give Facebook user 1 minute to try to fix themselves.
No, we got 19
You got to
now.
go to StreamYard.com/Facebook and come back here, and then we'll give you 1 minute
Jeez.
while I relish. Is that
That's
it?
okay.
Did
Relish?
she really de-hoot? Is that what she said? That's hysterical.
What did she say? I missed it.
Is it
Blonde
private
pickle?
chat?
Dee Dee got it right. Dee Dee heard.
All right,
Oh, blonde pickle.
Bonnie, I'm sorry.
Sa-
I don't
Sa-
know you, Bonnie.
Sarah has a pickle. Gotcha. Okay.
Facebook user, who are you? Who are you?
You put Rob's pickle. Not
Well, I guess that's probably not the. Oh my God, there's a lot of these. Okay, 21 out of 29 of you have
That's pretty good.
Rob's relish.
pretty damn good.
I just thought I'm not saying it, man. I'm not saying it.
I will give you 30 more seconds.
30 more
Facebook user
seconds.
StreamYard.com/Facebook, so we know who you are.
Yeah, here is the second giveaway. Paranormally pickled. Yes. Russ, did you drink that? Did you give it? Are you going to do it while he draws? Is that what you're
I
going to
will do it as we draw.
Oh,
All
geez.
right.
Oh.
Paranormally pickled. I like that one.
I mean, after 20 years of doing your show and aging like fine wine, you could be permanently pickled.
So
That would
Facebook
make sense.
user
be.
is still not showing up. I'm sorry. Melissa's out. I figured that.
She just says no.
Facebook,
No. Sorry,
Facebook
no.
user, no, it's just not happening. Whoever's watching as Facebook user, there's one or two of you.
You
you're
can
not
win a
gonna
giveaway.
get entered.
No.
All
No.
right. Are we ready?
I'm ready. Are you guys ready?
We're
Drum
ready.
roll, please. Drum.
Yep. All right, Russ, get ready.
Here it comes. If Sam wins again, this thing is rigged.
If it picks me, Rush, you gotta drink twice. If it picks me, you gotta drink twice.
All right.
Here we go. Keep
Here we
going.
go.
Oh God.
Pick me, please pick me. Shit, please. Damn it.
Yeah.
Really tight.
Hell
There
yeah.
you go, Billy Keats.
Look, you got confetti. You got it all.
Did you drink it down,
Congratulations.
Russ? I couldn't see because you're small.
What?
Oh,
He
he
did it.
did it.
He
He's
did
done
it.
it.
I'm gonna
You
vomit.
did it.
Confirm that Russ
Sam
is
and Billy
pickle
were
small.
our winners with some free
That's
hoodies
it.
for the
All
day.
right, fine,
We
Sarah.
love it.
Since you didn't see it the first time,
Oh, Russ.
Look, he's got a jug of it. He's got a jug.
And the next
Dumb question.
the next person who wins the giveaway, they get
Amazon,
their name
$20.
tattooed right here. I'm kidding.
Oh. Yeah, it does. It says you are the Facebook user. I'm not quite sure.
I don't know who that is, which is why I
Yeah.
was saying it so
Yeah.
many times.
Well, we didn't get through every single question, but it's not an easy road. It is not necessarily an easy path. When you choose to do a show, we do put ourselves out there, right? We put ourselves out there for criticism. But the reason we do it is because we do have a great passion. I think everybody would agree with this, that we have a great passion for the paranormal, but more importantly, we have a great passion for the people in paranormal, and we want to get to know them right alongside each and every one of you. Do you guys have any, and we'll start with you, Trevor, but do you guys have a little piece of advice to anybody who wants to do a show, start a show, consider a show, be a part of a show in any capacity? Do you have anything you can offer anybody out there in the paranormal community? Trevor.
Just be yourself. That's something I wish I had more confidence in back when I started, because back whenever I started, once again, not much confidence, no one like this around me. So the only thing I could focus on to give me drive was views. But with how the internet is now and how easy it is to find friends and reach out to someone, get inspiration, and just do it. Hit that live or upload, whatever you want to do, and just be yourself. I know that's easier said than done, but trust me, it can be scary at first, but you got people behind your back. Just put one show out there, and then another, and then just one more, and you'll realize that being yourself is easy. You just gotta just do it. Not sponsored by Nike. Next.
I agree. Danny, what about you?
Honestly, it's my advice would be just to do it, just to take that leap of faith. Do not waste the time second guessing yourself, because you're going to miss out on such a beautiful opportunity of learning and growing if you sit there and you're like, well, I don't know if I can, or what if this, or what if that. Just take that leap of faith. Just do it.
I agree. Candy?
What they both said, just do it.
Yeah, just do it. Rob?
Just go for it. Just do it. All of that.
Yeah.
So that was Vortex.
Johnny Vortex.
Yeah, you got to go to streamer.com/Facebook. But yeah, just go for it. I mean, it's not going to hurt, right? There's going to be days where you go, oh shit, I don't feel like I did a good job. I do this to Cesaro all the time. Like, I sucked. I don't think I should do this anymore. But then you just kind of forget about it and go back and do it again.
Yeah. Russ?
You know, I've met some of the greatest people in my life from doing shows, from being guest to hosting and everything like that. And I wouldn't have done that if I hadn't stepped outside my comfort zone and, put myself out there. And the thing about it is, you can't expect failure, but you have to prepare for it. And the thing about it is, it's not how many times you fail, it's how many times you get up and keep going at it. And you know what? It's one of those things. I always tell everybody that's planning on getting into the podcasting field. I actually helped one of my good friends, Adam Bonnet, Glider out of West Virginia, start his own podcast and everything. And, he contacted me about asking questions and whatnot. But, it's one of those things where for every 8 listeners you're going to have one person that wants to point out your flaws and your indifferences and those little things. And the thing about it is, if you let those little things get to you, that's what's going to create you to downfall yourself. It's that self-sabotage. If you listen to everybody on the outside, it's going to get to you even more on your inside. So just do you, stay focused, stay on the course, and you succeed at the level you want to succeed.
I agree with that.
She agrees with that, and here's why.
That's right. Such a lovely feminine picture, isn't it?
I love it.
Great picture.
I have
Dale,
more. There's more in the
God. Oh God. Dale, what about you? What's something you would like to tell anybody out there that's considering this as a platform?
You know, I think of it this way: if I can get out there and get outside my comfort zone, then if you have the passion for something, and it doesn't necessarily have to be what we're doing here, the paranormal, whatever you have the passion for, if you like to talk about it, get out there and do it, because your opinion and your voice truly does matter. And
Mhm.
that is what the paranormal voice is all about, is giving the world a voice of no matter what you have to say.
Mhm.
You can tell us a story that has not paranormal related at all, and we will listen to it. I believe everybody has the right to put their thoughts out there, and it is a very scary thing to put yourself out there
Mhm.
on social media, because yeah, there are haters and there's people that like to break you down more than they like to build you up. But you know what? When you have a community around you like we do here
Yeah.
and everywhere else, like I said, it is one of the most scariest things that I've ever done. But I am so proud of everybody who is out there and doing it, because it does take a good set of balls to do it. And
Hey,
go for it and don't look back. And as long as you're passionate about something, just do it. And that's all I can say, is just
here's
do
what
whatever you're passionate about.
I just want to add to Dale. I
Okay.
feel like I'm polishing his shoes at the airport.
That's
Well,
that's funny. That's
now,
funny.
now, Rob,
Trevor?
that would have to say that I would have to actually start wearing shoes.
Oh, you wear
Nice.
Crocs. I know.
Nice.
There is one more thing that I want to say that I wish I had the knowledge of when I started. As you can see, me, Rob, and Sarah, and maybe others, is probably like out of frame though. We have fancy mics, and I have a fancy camera and background all up and going. I thought whenever I started a show years and years ago that you had to look cool to get views. You don't. You have a camera. You have a phone. Throw your phone on your desk, prop it up with a book, and hit upload.
Yeah.
You don't have to look fancy. You just got to be you. So
Yeah.
you don't need $500 cameras and a $300 mic, and I don't need all this shit.
Yeah, but you have it. So let's not talk silly.
It's like paranormal equipment, though. Let's be honest. The more you
Yeah.
do a
Right.
show, the more
Yeah.
things you get.
Yeah.
And I want to just add, look, you put yourself out there no matter what, you are going to get hit. You're going to take some punches. We've been very public with it, with Get Haunted. Between business and personal attacks, they happen. Just remember this. It is really easy to hide behind a fake name. It's really easy to criticize people for doing what they love while you sit in the background and just be envy and jealous. It's very, very easy to criticize anybody that wants to share in the community. What's not easy is to put yourself out there and just say, you know what, this is who I am. Good days, bad days, right? Vulnerable,
Yep.
mistakes. It doesn't matter. We're putting ourselves out there. So I agree, be you, do it. You're not going to know until you try. But what I will tell you is there are plenty of people that will support you. Right here, you can call any one of us at any time. You can reach out through Facebook. I am sure every single person here on the screen would be willing to take your question or your comment and to talk things out. So for every asshole out there, there are at least 10 amazing people who are ready to talk to you, that will encourage you. I would agree. Go out there. If you love it, share that passion, share your light. You just don't know who you might inspire. I am actually surprised to hear tonight who inspired who. You just don't know. And without all this, you're just not going to be able to connect with the community as well as you do here. You can investigate. Yes, you can. You can do paracons. They're amazing. It is a great way to connect with people. But I think having these conversations live, that's one of the best ways. It's one of the most fun ways to connect with each and every one of you. That's my opinion anyways.
It's a damn good one.
Well, thank you very much, Trevor.
And as
But
D Hoot said, don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick, right? Just don't be a dick.
Every time I see the squirrel D-Hoot in my chat, makes my stream. D-Hoot, you're fucking awesome.
She's
squirrel.
awesome.
It's the squirrel.
She's so awesome. But honestly, again, I just want to say who's on the screen right now, they're part of the P3. That is the Get Haunted Paranormal Podcast Program. That simply means we are shows helping shows. We are the paranormal community helping the paranormal community with everything from graphics to ideas to complaints, like whatever to having just, hey, I just want to talk and bounce something off of, or have something funny said to lift your spirits. That's what the P3 is. So to each and every one of you, I want to say thank you. Thank you for saying, yeah, we'll come give this a try. I appreciate it. We're still working out some bugs, far from perfect. But that's what we're doing. We're building this together. This is not about one person. This is not about one face. This is about the community working together and building a program together. And I would say that's a success. So thank you guys for all that you do. You're an amazing show host. I look forward to watching your shows grow. I'm sure just like everybody else on the side. Rob?
Just to Keats and anybody, the winners of the hoodies, message me privately with your hoodie sizes so that
I disagree, Ian.
I'm sorry?
I'm just disagreeing with Ian.
Dick in life, dick in afterlife.
Yeah, that's not true. And Sarah, when I type over here, I don't think it goes to Facebook, but when you type, I believe it does. So we got to look at that.
Okay.
To type a message, I want to see if it goes to Facebook. Just type test. Yeah, Sam, I don't need your info. I got you.
Do you see that?
No.
No, it says YouTube.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it says YouTube, yeah.
In the beginning, you were going to Facebook.
Yeah. I don't
Anyway,
get what's going on with
whatever.
StreamYard.
Why does mine have a little chain above it?
Because you're sharing with your...
You're off the chain, bro.
Oh,
Yeah, you're sharing. You're sharing. Sharing is caring, as they like to say.
No, thank you for letting me be a part of this shindig tonight. I hope you all enjoyed some of the graphics that I put some time in.
Those were great.
Thank you for doing and Trevor, thank you for drinking nastiness.
That picture of Russ cracks me up.
That's what you were giggling about earlier. You were creating this. That's what you were laughing
Yeah, I
at.
was sitting there laughing, and I downloaded all these cool cartoon sound effects. There's a lot going on.
I got a lot going on. Well, I just want to say to everybody on the side, thank you so much for continuing to come to Paranormally Blonde on Monday. We're going to have some fun things. You're going to see a lot of the P3 show host. I plan on integrating them in there. We've got some really cool things coming up. Do not miss January 22nd, Monday, 7 p.m. I will be joined by Forgotten Explorations, Austin and Jacob. You do not want to miss this show. It's going to be lots of cool information and some cool insight to what P3 is kind of morphing into a little bit, I would say. I don't think I'm giving away too much. Yeah.
That's never going to get old.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I can see you, Richard. We hope you feel better. But seriously, guys, thank you so much for sticking through this. We hope that there's some good information there. You guys are incredible show hosts. You inspire me to continue on. It's, it can be scary to do it. And Trevor's in the same position when you've had a co-host and then to suddenly not, it can be a little scary. I do have the amazing Rob Stakowitz by my side, making sure this show goes without any issues. He's working those problems. He is security.
I tried to reach out to him as well, but he hard-nosed me, so I'm just by myself with it. I'm kidding.
Trevor, if you ever need any help or don't want to talk to yourself, let me know. I'll jump on with you.
See, this is what the community really is. I love it. I love it.
The pickle juice.
I could be your next show.
I didn't hard know you. Shut up, Trevor.
I know. I love you. See, Compass of Curiosities and Haunted Faith. That could be Haunted of Curiosity.
Stop. Just stop right there. I'm gonna mute you.
Sandra,
All
we
right,
think
we're
you.
coming up
Sandra
on
Pickle
two.
should have won.
We're
I
coming
know.
up on 2 hours and 22 minutes, folks, and
Ooh,
couldn't think of a more appropriate time
that's a-
To
Compass
say
of
to
fate.
put
goodbye.
them effort to bed.
Yeah.
But again, yeah, it's all great people. Thank you so much for joining in.
you.
Tom,
Thank
sorry
you.
you had to
Thank-
leave early. Jenny, sorry your ears are effed up. Next you can, you need a show.
They're working on it.
Steven, I know they are. I
They're
know.
working on it.
Listen, I inspired them.
The
Oh.
next of kin cast. The next of kin dash
Yep.
cast.
Yep. And
All
just
right,
know
kids.
if you go to the network public page, which is the only other one besides the Get Haunted main page, Courtney has done up an amazing post with every single P3 show
thank you,
and their
Courtney.
platforms. Please be sure to go to their platforms, their personal show platforms. We love that you found them on the network, but we want you to support their platforms. And Courtney has it all listed in one place. That is pinned as a feature post right there on the network. Thank you so much, Courtney, for the hard work, because it does. It takes a lot to get all that stuff together. And to everybody on the side, thanks for sticking it out with 2 hours and 22 minutes. We appreciate you. We see you and we love you. And that just means the world to us. We hope we mean the world to you. Show host, keep being amazing. Whatever you need, know we have your backs. The link, just go to the, I'm not sure what link you're looking for, but if you go to the Get Haunted Network public page, there is a pinned post with every single link right in there for each show.
Word.
With that, guys, go have a fabulous rest of your night. Have a fabulous rest of your week. And we will see you Wednesday at 1 p.m. midday. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.